Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream, 7:35 p.m. It is here in mainland Spain, 6:35 in the Canaries. It's the 8th of September, and as always, we're going to look at some of the main news stories that have caught my attention in the press today. Let me see if I can get the slide organisation right, and also some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers. Second half of the live stream, into the chat section we will pop to see what is happening there and say hello to the viewers that are watching the live stream this evening. Now, straight into the news, and Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez is on the road again, this time visiting China because there's billions of euros at stake between the two countries. And as we can see here, Sanchez travelling to China to prevent a trade war with the EU that would harm Spain. Pedro Sánchez began his second trip to China in just over a year this Sunday to meet again with the leader of the world's second largest economy, Xi Jinping. This time, the meeting involves a matter of great concern for Spain, the possibility that China, in retaliation for the tariffs the EU is preparing on electric cars manufactured in the Asian country to prevent them from flooding the European market and harming the crucial European automotive industry, might target Spain's pork market. Spain has become a major exporter of pork, a business worth billions of euros and thousands of jobs in some areas of the country, with China being its biggest customer. So there we go. Pedro Sánchez, as I said, on the road again, back in China, second time in a year. And we can see here that the objective is to smooth relations between the European Union and China over the electric cars that are being sold in the European Union. The EU accusing China of flooding the market with these cheap Chinese electric vehicles and therefore imposing tariffs. And maybe in retaliation, Spain gets its pork business cut back some 20. I can't remember the exact figures, but I think Spain is something like 22% of or imported ham into the country comes from Spain. And as we saw there, billions of euros at risk, jobs at risk, if the Chinese decide to slap tariffs on EU products, which let's be honest, more than likely the way things are going. So we'll see if Mr. Sanchez's visit can have an effect with Xi Jinping. Second piece of news now, and Edmundo González has landed in Madrid to begin his exile in Spain. The diplomat Edmundo González, winner of the recent presidential elections in Venezuela, landed just before 4 p.m. at the Torrejón de Ardoz military base in Madrid to begin his exile in Spain. Spain's Minister of Foreign Affairs, José Manuel Álvarez, confirmed early in the morning the departure of the opposition candidate to Nicolás Maduro and his arrival in Spain. Edmundo González, at his request, is flying to Spain on a Spanish Air Force plane. The government of Spain is committed to the political rights and physical integrity of all Venezuelans, Álvarez wrote on the social network X. Several Venezuelans have gathered at the military base. "I've come to welcome my president. I don't feel disappointed. Quite the opposite. I'm happy that he can do other things from abroad. I'm also certain that the leader, Maria Corina Machado, continues with strength and determination in Venezuela," says Jazleni Pirela, a Venezuelan who has been in exile in Spain for 7 years. So Edmundo González, the victor of those Venezuelan elections for many people, but of course not for Nicolás Maduro, who clings on to power in that country. And of course, Mr. González probably risking a jail sentence or something worse if he had stayed in Venezuela. So deciding to flee, heading to Spain to begin his time in exile in the Spanish capital, Madrid, surrounded by literally millions of Venezuelans who have fled the country in recent years too. Another piece of news, the third piece of news and final piece of news, more green spaces and escaping the heat. National tourism slows down and seeks alternatives to sun and beach. On the beaches of Ibiza, Cádiz and Marbella, beach bars have noticed something different this summer. The sun and sand of the southern coasts and the Mediterranean Sea continued to attract tourists, but fewer Spaniards than last year. Official statistics and travel agencies confirm what many hospitality workers had already suspected. National tourism has slowed down, with a slight decrease in the vigorous post-pandemic growth, a greater attraction toward the north, and renewed interest in international travel. Meanwhile, international arrivals are gaining strength and are expected to reach a new historic high, which, according to all analysts, will elevate Spain to the top tier of global tourism. And if we have a look at a graph here of tourists in 2024 so far in Spain from January to July, we can see here that foreign tourists in 2024, 53.38 million. Last year, 47.67, so around 6 million more. And local residents that have travelled around Spain, 40 million or nearly 41 million this year, down from 41.37 in 2023. So, Spanish people, as we saw there, deciding to maybe not travel, maybe travel internationally, and maybe go to different places for their holidays, not the traditional Mediterranean holiday or Costa del Sol holiday, because getting too hot, so heading to northern climates, cooler climates, and trying to escape those very high, uncomfortable temperatures that you can experience in the south of the country. But travelling less nonetheless. First comment here. This one from Pete Lucas. Tourism down on the Costa del Sol? Agree, it's too hot, but no showers on the beach leaves a salty impression on your visit. Everyone has to have a longer shower in their accommodation. Yes, I believe that is the case, that some beaches, if not all beaches, in places like Malaga have turned off the water because of the water restrictions, the drought that was looming over that part of the country 6 months ago, and those were some of the restrictions that were imposed. But Pete pointing out that when you get back to your hotel after a day at the beach, bit salty, bit sandy, longer shower in the hotel. So not really making sense. But yeah, too hot for some people now in places like the Costa del Sol. Another comment here, from We Are All Doomed, which is a fairly positive handle. Personal experience of electric scooters ridden by idiots who don't understand why they are fitted with bells and simply ride past people at speed and don't give a damn. Good riddance. Yeah, a few people shared the sentiments of We Are All Doomed here with the electric scooters that have been banned in Madrid, or will be banned as of October, I think, is the official date, announced last week on the social network X by the Mayor of Madrid. No more of these hire scooters. Of course, people that have forked out and bought their own, no problems. You can continue to ride them in places like Madrid, but you just won't be able to hire them anymore and scoot around from one place to another on your Lime scooter, or one of the other companies that was involved in these hire scooters in Madrid. I think 3 companies in total are affected by this ban. So I'll see if this happens in other cities where these scooters are present here in Spain. Probably Barcelona would be a city where you can find these scooters, maybe in Malaga as well. So we'll see what happens in these places, Valencia possibly. So we'll see what happens regarding the e-scooters and the future of hire e-scooters in Spain, because it's not only here. I think somebody pointed out that Melbourne, the Australian city, has also recently banned these scooters for pretty much the same reason: irresponsible riders. One here from user: if the government improved its own system, it would stop middlemen being able to sell residency appointments. Which minister is getting a kickback? Corrupt. Yeah, user, I don't think any minister is getting a kickback nowadays from the middlemen service, or the gestores as they're known here, people that do bureaucratic tasks for a fee. If you need to do something with the traffic authority here, you need to go to one of these gestores a lot of the times, a foreign residency. People complaining that, or somebody mentioned the other day, I think it was Marcus who mentioned that a lot of these gestores snap up all of the appointments, therefore you have to go through them to get an appointment with the police to get things done. So, yeah, maybe back in the day there was something like that involved. Got no idea. But it has become a lucrative business for many people. One of my friends who watches these videos, so I won't mention his name, but he'll know that I'm talking about him, is a gestor and has a good business as a result of doing these bureaucratic tasks that the average citizen just can't find the time or has the want to do, basically. So you pay somebody a fee to do it for you. Thanks for that. Next one here from Helen. When I went for my first registration as a resident with my lawyer, I asked the official not to put me down as Inglesa or English because I'm actually Escocesa or Scottish. I have no problem with Britannica or British. He started to type it in and the automatic system made me Española or Spanish, which once it was in couldn't be changed. Fingers crossed that it's a good omen for the future. Yeah, well, maybe you've become Spanish, Helen, in the eyes of the law here in Spain. Don't know. You'll probably have to see when you renew your residency what the situation is there. But one of these bureaucratic errors which can work in your favour or not. You didn't want to be put down as English. You wanted to be put down as either Scottish or British, which is logical. And the person making a mistake and putting you down as Spanish. Not sure how it happens, but it did. Another one here from Digger. The outside of some of these houses can be deceptive. A mate's house is run down on the street view and a palace inside. Asked why he didn't paint the outside. He replied, keeps the taxman away. Yeah, Digger, thanks for the comment. And people would have noticed that when I go to a lot of these small towns in Spain, the houses from the outside look to be in rack and ruin, but Digger pointing out that maybe on the inside they're very nice, new, fitted out with new things and not the same appearance that you get from the outside of the house. And maybe it is to keep authorities away and also thieves away maybe as well. Got no idea. But I have heard that, and it could be true. But I only ever see these buildings from the outside. Sometimes you can sneak a look in, and they have nice patio areas and things like that. Quite big open spaces. But from the outside, yeah, lacking a coat of paint, renovation works, and a lot of things along those lines. And the final comment here from Tabithan. I'm done with Europe for now. Too crowded. It's like Disney. Yeah, a lot of people have been complaining about this, that the European tourist destinations, some of the cities here in Spain, have turned into theme parks, like, for example, Disney, with just too many people crowded around all of the sites. People saying that when you go to cities like, let's say, Barcelona here in Spain, to see the Sagrada Familia, you could be at Disney World Paris. When you go to places like Venice, for example, or Rome, so many people trying to see all of the same things at the same time. Paris, the same thing. London, no doubt, when you go to London and you go to a place like Leicester Square, or you go to Trafalgar Square, some of the central parts of the city there, the tourist areas, theme park, absolutely. And that's the issue that a lot of people are complaining about, and this person here complaining about it too, that they're done with Europe. They're done. Now we're going to move on to the chat section in just a moment. Before I get there, I'm going to change the backdrop. This one was sent in from Iran, and it's a photo taken in Cuenca the last time they were there, I suppose. And the famous bridge that joins the two sides of the city, well, not really two sides of the city because there's nothing much on the other side, I don't think, but goes over the gorge there, over the river, the bridge. If you've got a fear of heights, be careful with that one. And also I think we can see the hanging houses. Not sure how many of the hanging houses are left in Cuenca, but I think that's one there just to the sort of middle left on the screen there. I think that's one of those hanging houses. So thanks a lot for that, Rian. And a wonderful city. If you ever get the chance to visit Cuenca, do yourself a favor and head there. Now I'm going to put the email address on the screen if you've got a similar picture like this one that you would like to see on the screen. spainspeaks@gmail.com is the email address. You can get in contact with me through that email address. And also, if you've got any other information that you would like to send my way, feel free, spainspeaks@gmail.com. And also, for people that haven't liked the live stream yet, please do so. Just below the video, you will find the like icon just below. So do me a favor and hit it, please. Currently sitting at 44 likes. We'll see if we can get up to a decent tally today. So do us a favor and hit that like icon, please. People that have supported the channel in recent times, super thanks option here on YouTube. I saw one come through from Marcus just a minute ago, or super chat as they call it in the live streams. Buying me a coffee, Harry from Edinburgh bought me a coffee just before we started today also. So I've got my Monday coffee taken care of. Thanks, Harry, for that. And Patreon supporters, longer-term supporters on Patreon, thank you very much for that support. And also the channel members here on YouTube, thank you. Now, one more thing just before I forget, the subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Turn on notifications as well, and you'll get a little bell sound on your phone, or a little ding ding every time one of the videos goes live. So do us a favor and subscribe, please, also. And you can find me on other social media channels. Instagram, for example. Check it out, Spain Speaks. On Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or X, as it's called now. X. Now, into the chat section. Let's open up the chat window. I'll get the chat out of the way, or the super chat out of the way first, from Marcus, as I said. Ciao from Poligono Amare. There we go. So, not sure where that is exactly, but it's Poligono is an industrial estate, so wherever that is. Thanks, Marcus, for the €5 super chat. Also, maybe coffee on Tuesday, some breakfast as well. Thanks, Marcus, for that. Barbara's the first person that I can see in the chat section here, coming in from the Playa Flamenca, 31, so the temperature's gone up there. Hoping that it will be the same in Cabo de Gata, where I'm going this week. No doubt it will. Down there in Almeria, I'm sure that the temperatures will be similar, Barbara. High flyer John coming in from England, having a Cruz Campo. Got one in hand, waiting for tonight's live. Have a great week. Good to see you, John. Valued member, of course, as is Barbara and Janet, another person that we can see here, coming in from Oxford, back from holidays. I think last week was in Cornwall, was it, Janet? If I remember correctly, back in Oxford. Ian coming in from a very wet Dunster in Somerset, there in England. Very, very wet, so the rain hasn't let up yet in England or other parts of the UK. Ian says also that they'll be back in Menorca in a couple of weeks. Hope all goes well with that trip there, Ian. Amanda coming in from a wet and grey Shropshire. So we're getting the weather pattern in the UK, or at least parts of England. Malcolm coming in saying that meanwhile the European car industry is suffering. Yeah, well, it does seem to be. Obviously, there's a lot of cheap competition coming into the European market, and the European car manufacturers don't really have their electric strategies all that well sorted out, I don't think. And that's one of the issues, and they're a little bit behind the eight ball, I think. But a very heavily subsidized industry is the car industry in Europe, and very, very important for some countries' economies, mainly Germany, of course, France, important car industry. Here in Spain, the car industry is also a very, very strong industry, with those manufacturers having their factories in this country to make certain vehicles around the place. I think in Vigo, you've got Citroën. I think in Valladolid, you've got Renault. Valencia has always been a Ford territory, I think. Zaragoza, the Opel manufacturing. Barcelona, Seat. So big car industry here in Spain as well. What else we got going on here? Andrew coming in from the wet and windy London. There we go. Hope we're having a good weekend. Thanks for that. We are. Ian also saying, seeing how one-sided the trade with China is, I'm not sure where are so frightening by a possible trade war. Yeah, well, that's it. But Sanchez is on his way there, if he hasn't arrived yet, to talk to Mr. Xi Jinping or whatever his name is, and try and work something out, because he doesn't want the pork industry here in Spain affected by a Chinese decision, a retaliation decision, as we saw. Osawakit coming in from Oregon, 21 there. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Good to see you, Osawakit. Erica, regular viewer, coming in from a coolish Terrassa. Storm on Friday, rain yesterday, and some rain this morning. Back to a typical Mediterranean September. Hope everyone's having a nice weekend. There we go. Thanks, Erica. What else? Let's have a look here. Sorry for those who went to the beach to roast on the beach. Yeah, probably didn't get some good weather. Stephen, valued member, coming in here. Stephen with a PH. I say that because we've got another Stephen coming up with in a minute with a V. Hi, Stuart Noel. Happy to be watching the live stream from Torrevieja instead of catching up while in North London due to work getting in the way, enjoying the beautiful weather. There we go. I think that's the characteristic of that part of Spain, isn't it, this time of the year, before summer and just when summer starts to wind down. You get the best weather in some of those Mediterranean places. Of course, when the storms aren't rolling through, which they have been in recent times in some parts. Stephen also in Spain, Stephen with a V, in Manilva. Back to normal today, sunshine, humidity is a lot better, I must say. Downpour last night, there we go. Evelyn coming in, good evening, not sure from where, maybe the UK. Coming in, good evening from warm but dull Fife, there we go, in Scotland. Hope all is well with you. Thanks, Evelyn, for that. Good to see you up there in Scotland. Fife. I think we saw Erica before. It must have doubled up, that one. I think so. What else? Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Ian saying, I think we all have to be careful with electric scooters. Yeah, not only the pedestrians that are having to, share the streets with electric scooters, but also people on electric scooters. They seem to get around quite quickly for only those two little wheels under their feet. And, of course, people that are serious wear helmets, but a lot of people don't wear helmets, of course. And if you come off on one of those electric scooters going at the speed that some of them can do, there we go. Stephen saying they're popular in Torrevieja. Yeah, I didn't know that, Stephen. Thanks for that. What else? Tipping down in London. Needs a holiday. Does travel bugs? Yeah, well, head down to the one of the coastal areas in Spain. Get some of the autumn sun. Get out of that rainy London. Kathy coming in from Missouri, USA. Thanks for the videos. Paul Gerard, not sure if he's still in Cantabria is Paul Gerard. 21 there today, warmer than yesterday. Good to see you, Paul Gerard. Sani coming in too from Valencia, still there, not in Basingstoke. 34 degrees there, staying until Wednesday, having a great time with the family. Hope everyone is well. Thanks, Sani. Glad to see that you're enjoying the time in Valencia with the family. Harry watched the A Coruña video that I did last year. Spent a few days there last year. Met a really interesting 80-plus doctor who spoke to me to practice his English. Lovely place. There we go. Thanks, Harry, for that. It is a lovely place, Coruña, but again, the weather can be a bit dodgy. I was very lucky with my trip there, and we were discussing it last night, my partner and myself with a few friends, just how lucky we were, because when the storms come through that place, wowee. So lucky to get some good weather the week, I think it was in October last year, but yeah, go there another October, it can be pouring down. Barman is this saying that I want to come to Spain in November for applying for the Golden Visa. Do you think I have a chance of getting the Golden Visa before ending this Golden Visa program? Depends if you've got the moolah, barman. If you've got the money and you get in before the visa comes to end, I can't see why you wouldn't do it. I think people are still trying to get in, buying property and the like in order to get their hands on that visa. So talk to somebody in the know, that is a lawyer or a specialist in this, and they'll be able to help you out, because I can't, sorry. JT, Olis Jew, from my favourite place, or your favourite place, Benidorm, sitting on the balcony in peace and quiet, only 10 minutes walk from the karaoke action. Keep up the caustic wit. LOL, love the channel. Thanks, JT. Enjoy Benidorm. And again, I was talking about my trip to Benidorm that I had a couple of years ago. I think in 2021 maybe, when the lockdowns finished. Well, the 2021 lockdowns finished. We headed down to Benidorm, and it wasn't crowded, so we had a fantastic holiday. But the other times that I've been to Benidorm, I have enjoyed myself, I'm going to say, but I don't think you would catch me there in the middle of August or in peak holiday season, JT, but enjoy your holiday. Mugga coming in from El Campello. I haven't seen Mugga for a while, back from a few weeks in Ireland, as I missed the Irish summer. A little sun, plenty of rain, but it was lovely and cool. Nice to be back. Yeah, what's the feeling like when you go back, Mugga? Go back to a place that you've obviously left behind. I know that every time I go back to Australia, one of the things that strikes me always is the weather when I get there, and the smell of the gum trees and all of those things. The wind, very windy is Perth, but the weather is one of those things that I do miss about Perth. Raymond, great show as always. When I eventually settle in Spain, I'm Irish. I think I'll use a gestor. I know it's annoying rip-off, but less hassle. Yeah, when you do your first residency and things like this, Raymond, you've got to go that way. It's just too complicated otherwise. Once you're on the ground here and you sort of work out what's going on, control the language a little bit, you can do it yourself. But to get your first residency sorted, and all of those, those small things that you need to do to come and live here, you've got no problem, of course, coming from the European Union. It's a fairly straightforward process. But, it's just to get you through the red tape and the bureaucracy. Probably easier for the first time, but as I said, once you get that sorted out. Ian lives in Ciutadella in Menorca, and yes, it gets a bit crowded in July, August, but other months and outside of the popular days loves it. Yeah, thanks for that, Ian. Mark is saying it's always nice to be looking towards Cuenca on a Sunday evening. Absolutely, Marcus, it is. Wonderful city is Cuenca. In fact, I might go there again soon. I might. The Lauren also loves it as well. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's a lovely picture from Rianne. September's a great month to be in Torrevieja, according to Stephen, because the weather is decent and less people. Yeah, that August, as we saw in Torrevieja, 4 times the normal population. Wowee, something like, 1 million people there. No, what was it? I can't remember. 100,000 maybe in Torrevieja, and 400,000 peak summer. The communal pool is a lot quieter with the kids back at school. Yeah, kids going back to school here in Madrid soon. Bob coming in from Torrevieja, back with you live as we've been away for a week, so we've got some catching up to do. Good to see you guys, Bob and Jill, of course. Deborah loves the work. Keep up the good work. Love from San Fulgencio. Good to see you, Deborah. Marco, Mediterranean VIP Club. Good to see you, Marco. G'day, mate. I forgot to look, Marco. I'm not going to tell a lie. I'll have a look today when I finish, or tomorrow morning if I remember. But I forgot to look the other day. Larry coming in from Arona, Tenerife. Cloudy, 25 degrees there. Light being saying the tax consequences of moving from Canada to Spain look like a bridge too far. Very onerous taxes in Spain. Yes, a lot of people do complain about that, Light being. The tax burdens that we have here. And of course, in recent times, they've gone up even more. Watching in VLC. Appreciate the content. Been subscribed for years. Good, thanks for that, Lauren. English with Jen's here, or Exploring with Jen, sorry. Hello, Stu. Greeting from sunny Valencia. Good to see you, Jen. Mike coming in from Alberta, Canada, so another Canadian viewer there. Dr. Andres loves the background pictures. The viewers send them in, of course. So keep them coming. Darren's asking if I bought an air fryer yet. Best to have one with 2 cooking compartments. Haven't got the air fryer yet, Darren. Somebody sent me, or I saw a message maybe left on the channel today. Somebody saying that there's an air fryer out there, which is also, I can't remember the name, but it did 3-in-1. It was a smoker, it was a grill, and an air fryer. So I might look into one of those, although it was quite pricey. Can't remember the brand, but the person swore by it. Larry, getting back as a Canadian to that person that posted that query before, the taxes are no higher than Ontario, Canada, in his experience. There we go. Thanks, Larry. Also an automatic reply there. I'll see if I can find the name of that air fryer that the person recommended. But as I said, it was like a 3-in-1. Peter coming in today from, I think it's Casares, there we go, down there in Malaga, I think it is. Gosh, cannot believe I made it to the live. Ayer pasó una tormenta con mucha lluvia. Al fin, there we go. So raining down there according to Peter. Thanks, Peter, for that. NVN's in the chat as well, valued member. Gigi's in the chat as well from Arizona, 42 degrees there. Marco saying, shame you didn't get a chance to come to Guadalcanal on your recent video tour of Extremadura. Great video tour of Albuquerque. Thanks for that. Yeah, I just went to that one place. The weather was really, really hot, so I managed to. I think I got there at about 1 p.m. and it was the sun was beating down. Of course, put my hat on and walk on the shady side of the street. But I wasn't there long, but just a quick video. Dirk back from Villajoyosa. Back in Spain, coming in from Villajoyosa. School starts again. Absolutely, Dirk, it does. Kids back at school, back into their routine. Super Spurs, big problem in Puerto Boyense with mosquitoes. Families there at the moment having to eat indoors all the time. Bites galore. Yeah, maybe you need to get some type of repellent. Is that not working, or are they too bad? Maybe get one of these little machines that you can get nowadays that I find that they keep mosquitoes away. So look into that. They're not that expensive. Peter saying, heard you talking about tourists. We were inundated down on the Costa del Sol. Never seen. It's so busy in all my 20 years on the coast. Yeah. International visitors, of course. We saw before that the locals are moving to different parts of the country, but I'm sure they'll go back. Yeah, I think so, Harry. Buying me a coffee is always a good way. I enjoy when people buy me a coffee, and I appreciate it. But any of the ways that I promote on this channel are fine, Harry, but whatever's easiest for you. And Jeff saying, heavy rain last night in Malaga province. There we go. So what Peter just said also. Now that's the end of the live stream. Going to wrap it up. I'll be back again tomorrow with a regular video, hopefully. Tuesday, another live stream, 7:35 p.m. Stay tuned for that one. Hasta luego, hasta entonces. Have a fantastic start to the week, and bye-bye.